Algunos futurólogos con un tono pesimista señalan que dentro de los siguientes 50 años las guerras probablemente no sean guerras por el petróleo, sino sean guerras por el agua. Un recurso escaso, un recurso que desde ahora tenemos que comenzar a aprender a manejar desde políticas públicas, desde el sector privado, desde las ONGs. Y es lo que presentaremos en la nota a continuación.
Es la continuación de una nota que desarrollamos la semana pasada con un especialista del gobierno de Sudáfrica, Cristo Marais, que estuvo visitando Bolivia y nos trajo toda su experiencia. En la nota anterior, la semana pasada, habló de sus conocimientos, su experiencia, habló de cómo él se había desarrollado en este tema. Y ahora nos va a hacer una comparación entre la vivencia en Sudáfrica y la vivencia en Bolivia, que él nos dice que son muy similares. Los daños que se cometieron allá, chaqueo, no respeto a las cuencas hidrográficas, se están cometiendo acá. Por lo tanto, esta conversación creo que es muy buena para todos porque nos enseña a que podemos evitar lo que acabas de comentar.
Our programs are aimed at, as I've already mentioned, improvement of natural resources and specifically water security, productive potential of land and biodiversity and ecosystem services. Those are the natural resource management objectives of the program. And then we've got the employment and rural development objectives of the program that are the social objectives. And one of our challenges in South Africa is engaging with local communities, how to engage with local communities, make them involved in the project and get them to benefit from the project and take responsibility for their natural resources. And the major reason why I think I came here was to see how Natura has engaged as a non-governmental organization supporting public officials like myself in Bolivia to engage local authorities and your water cooperatives in the restoration and maintenance of your watersheds. Watershed management or water management has got a long value chain. It starts with your watersheds, then it goes into your water infrastructure, and then it goes to the household or to the industry or to agriculture, and then it gets put back into the system through water and sanitation services. Now, our programs are aimed at the upper end of the water value chain, the protection of water resources and the management of those watershed services. And what we've come here is to see how Natura and local authorities or local municipalities and the water cooperatives in Santa Cruz has engaged with each other in order to protect. If you're asking me the question, how do I see Bolivia? I think I need to start by saying it's one of the most beautiful places in the world that I've ever seen. These mountains, the watersheds that we've been visiting over the last few weeks are some of the most beautiful places that I've ever seen in my life, and I will never forget that. When it, however, comes to the management of the natural resources, I think I'm as concerned as my colleagues from Bolivia about the slash and burn of the forests in the watersheds. That cannot be good for biodiversity in the first place, but more importantly so for the local people for now. It has a negative impact on the quality and the quantity of your water resources from these watersheds. I've seen a dam during our study tour near Comarapa, which was built at huge cost, which is now, I believe, as much as 15 or 30% silted up already. If we don't look after our watersheds, we are going to end up with a soil all draining into our water infrastructure, the cost of water purification, the cost of water storage. All of those things aren't things that's going to be in the future in hundreds years' time, it's now. We must look after our natural resources now, because it has an impact on the functioning of our infrastructure now. And I'm not trying to be critical to Bolivia. When I say we, I'm talking about both Bolivia and South Africa, because we're sitting with the same problem. In conclusion, I think it would be absolutely great to be able to have a collaborative program, if we can find the funding sources from somewhere, but to have a collaborative program between Bolivia and South Africa on this issue of watershed services, because there are so many similarities: the poverty in the rural areas, the threat to our water resources. There are so much that we can still learn from each other, even though we've just had a little bit of interaction between the two countries so far.